Well, hello everybody again. Trish here, and where we finished off, we're up to our third letter, which was written on the 10th of February. It's only just the one page here, so we'll see how we go. It's 5:15. I know I don't have to rush back upstairs this time, so it's all good. Okay, and remember, this is a letter written to a few specific people in our circle at this stage. It wasn't until later on that the letters went way wider. Hello to my dear friends. Of course, you're all my dear friends now. I'm in good spirits. After Sunday's kerfuffle, I decided to keep a low profile, just reading and writing. I prayed for a long time about how to respond to what happened, and the Lord just said, do nothing, let me handle it. How often has He said that to you? Don't react, hand it over to me, let me handle it. Do we? Sometimes. Anyway, that's not part of the letter, I just thought of that because I'm still learning that lesson. Yeah, do nothing, let me handle it. That's hard for me, but it was too serious for me to interfere. Hey, Regina, how are you? Good to see you here. Regina is a very dear friend who actually came to visit me while I was locked up, didn't you? It's like, and they were living in another state. They actually took the trouble to get the forms filled out online and time out of their holiday back in Queensland to actually come and visit me. That was when I was at Helena Jones, you and Michael, ever grateful. So thanks for that. Good to see you. Okay. So she knows this is true. I didn't make it all up. Hey, Joni. How you going? I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thanks. That's good. I actually forget about a lot of this stuff, and then I go to read it, and it's like, what? Because I don't sort of read it ahead of time to get prepared, because why? I know it's kind of fun to read it with you and discover it with you. All right. So where are we up to? Okay. I heard from today's guards that what caused the biggest concern was making that lady fall down. It's a serious thing in prison when someone collapses on the ground after someone's touched them. They said if she'd been hurt, I would have been in big trouble. So, yeah, I guess I would have been. But do you know what it's like trying to explain how the Holy Spirit can move through a 60-kilogram woman, that's like 130 pounds, I think, and cause a 200-kilo, 440-pound woman to collapse on the ground? Um, like, I could have been sent to S1, where the really bad ones go, or worse, to S4, where the mentally defective women go. It's actually not mentally defective. Well, some of them are, but yeah, that's where the people, because most people have mental issues, but S4 is where it's really, really serious, um, or they've had an episode or something. But can you imagine if I said it wasn't me, it was the Holy Spirit? Yeah, right. Yeah. Um, then there's the DU, or the discipline unit, known when you see movies and they talk about the whole uh, for punishment. So you have a couple of different grades of punishment and isolation in prison. Um, so in the actual prison area, you have residential. That's before you go out to a minimum. So it's not minimum, but there's residential, then general, then S1 for when you're in trouble, and then the mental block, um, which is not necessarily about punishment, just more about safety. And then the DU, which I never got to the DU, but that's probably when you attack someone or it's seriously serious, and you really get punished there. Right. Anyway, I prayed for God to handle it all. On Monday, one of the women who complained about me was sent to Health Bay while her girlfriend was taken to S4. The girlfriend was one of the ones who had spoken to me to say how much she hated me and all poshies. I told her I didn't feel that way about her and left it at that, and now she's gone. So Some of them they were a bit harder to win over because they thought that I was posh, as in, and I'll cover that a little bit in here, because just, I come from a different background, and so some of them assumed I thought I was better than them, which was unfortunate. Okay, so some new girls came in today from S7. Remember, that's the induction unit. And one of them said, "Hey, you prayed with me in the other unit for my son." "Shh," I said. "I'm not allowed to talk about Jesus unless you ask. So feel free to ask, okay?" "Okay," she said. "I sure will." And she smiled. So how are we going? How are we going for time? Because that's the end of that letter. 5 and a bit minutes. We might leave it at that. Tomorrow, I've got a really funny story for you about how my cellmate Amanda was getting picked on and bullied a little. Well, you're not allowed to bully, it's very subtle. I think in some ways, women are much better bullies than men because they're a bit more sneaky about it. It's a bit harder to define. So they're a bit cleverer at getting away with it than the fellas are. They're a bit more just openly violent, and women are less violent in prison, but they can do just as much damage, I think. All right, so that'll be tomorrow, and I will look forward to. Whoop, mouse wrapped around my cup. Okay. All right then, we will see you then. Cheers. Bye bye.